This was you when you were born an Earthbender 2 lifetimes ago. You came to our village. Avatar, Kyoshi, loved games.
Hold on, this is Kyoshi Island? Then where are the Kyoshi warriors? They're kind of important later. Aang reveals that he'd never learned any of the other elements, but Sokka tells him that there are waterbending teachers at the North Pole, so they decide to head up there. Along the way, the three help other earthbenders take back their villages. I guess there's no better way to show most of the first season than with this montage.
The scroll we had was proven to be helpful. Aang was practicing, but for some reason, he was having trouble with waterbending.
Oh, shut up. And why is it taking you so long to waterbend? Back with Zuko, we learn his backstory. Turns out he spoke out of turn to a general and was forced into an Agni Kai, which is basically a duel. But not with the general, with his father, who showed no mercy and left him with a huge scar on his eye. Good job! That's basically how it happened in the show, so I have no complaints. Aang decides to head to the Northern Air Temple, where he meets an elderly man who takes him to a secret room filled with statues of past avatars. Well, that was nice of him. No, I'm not using that robot chicken what a twist gag. While imprisoned, Aang has a vision of a dragon telling him that the Fire Nation is planning something big. Wait, a dragon? As in Avatar Roku's dragon? I don't remember him talking in the show. Why not just have Roku tell him himself? Hell, Ava, you probably don't know what I'm talking about if you've never seen the show.
Don't worry, I'm not gonna kill you. Besides, you'd just be reborn again, and then the search would continue.
Hey, some exposition that doesn't feel forced. Outside, a guy in a blue mask sneaks his way into the fortress, managing to free Aang from his prison. We get another action scene, but just as they are escaping, the man is knocked unconscious. Aang takes off his mask to reveal that it is Zuko. What? No. Zuko heads back to the ship, ready to lay down and get some sleep, when he notices something. So with our main villain dead, Aang, Sokka, and Katara finally make it to the Northern Water Tribe.
We arrived at the Northern Water Tribe. We presented ourselves to the royal court. My brother and the princess became friends right away.
Thanks! Aang and Katara begin their training, and Iroh joins General Zhao.
General Iroh, I'm glad you could accept my invitation to join us on this historic event.
Your invitation was most gracious.
You are a gifted strategist, no one can argue that. Your failure in the 100-day siege of Ba Sing Se won't be held against you. Your son died in that siege, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Again, I offer my condolences on your nephew burning to death in that terrible accident.
Dick. Sokka begins to fall in love with the princess named Yue, but that's not interesting. Let's just get to the final battle. Turns out Zuko is alive, didn't see that coming, and heads underwater so we can capture Aang before Zhao can. Yeah, I'm no expert, but I'm pretty sure that wouldn't work. Isn't that kind of like lighting a match underwater? As the waterbenders prepare for battle, Aang and the others head to a special place where Aang can meditate and talk to the dragon spirit, who should have been Avatar Roku, but I digress. Once Yue and Sokka leave, Zuko enters and a very repetitive fight ensues before Katara is defeated and Zuko steals Aang. Meanwhile, in the spirit world,
of your people and your responsibility for their deaths. You are stopping yourself from grieving.
He is?
You are angry.
He is? He hasn't had much development, I couldn't tell.
You must let this As the Avatar, you are not meant to hurt others. Use the ocean. Show them the power of water. Go.
Excuse me, that was very vague. I still don't fully understand. Once he comes to, he runs. Outside, the firebenders have finally managed to get into the tribe and an alright battle ensues. That was pretty funny. Why didn't you do that in the meditation chamber?
They're getting stronger.
Then why didn't you wait till morning? You said yourself that they're stronger when the moon is out. Back in the meditation chamber, Iroh and Zhao have found out that the spirits of the ocean and moon are the fish in the pool. Zhao takes out the moon spirit.
We are now the gods. No!
Congratulations, dude. You just killed millions of people with the ocean tides. Oh, okay, that was actually pretty awesome. Oh yeah, in this version, most firebenders can only bend fire if they have an outside source and not out of thin air. And I guess that's okay. Don't worry though. Turns out Yue is kept alive by the power of the moon spirit. Just go with it. And she sacrifices herself to give life to the fish. Oh, don't try and make this overly dramatic. We barely knew her. After the moon is saved, Iroh does something badass. Zhao is killed by some random waterbenders in a pretty harsh way for a family movie, and then Og makes a giant wave. Yeah, this is what the dragon spirit meant. Personally, I prefer the giant fish monster, but that's just me. Og accepts his role as the Avatar, and then we cut to Fire Lord Ozai talking to his daughter Azula.
The tribe failed to take the city. General Zhao was killed in battle. My brother has become a traitor. My son has proven himself a failure. Now, Sozin's comet is returning in 3 years. It will give all firebenders the ability of the highest firebenders, the ability to use their own chi to create fire. That is the day we will win this war and prove the Fire Nation's dominance. Now, you must stop the Avatar from mastering earth and fire. You must give us the time to get to that day. Do you accept this unspeakably important task I'm putting in your hands?
I do, Father.
No. Sorry, young lady. I know you're trying, but you cannot pull off complete bitch like this. So that was The Last Airbender. Was it one of the worst movies I've ever seen? No. Okay, what was everyone's problem with this movie? Holy shit. Alright, well first let me say that I didn't mind those personally. They may affect some people's opinions, but for me, they didn't bother me. Most of the action is just meh. Like, it's not the worst acting aside from No Ringer, but most of it's passable. For me, and for most people, the big problem was the length. That was my big issue. It needed to be longer. Being only an hour and a half led to forced exposition and horrible character development. So basically, if it were longer, then maybe the character development and leaving shit out wouldn't have been a problem. Good job, Paramount. You ruined what could have been a really good franchise. I'm not saying it would have been great, but at the very least we would have gotten a completed film. If there's a director's cut of this movie, I'd buy it. I'm serious. I don't care how much it costs. I want to see those 30 extra minutes. The 4 deleted scenes on this Blu-ray aren't enough. Oh, for those of you who say this movie ruined the show, bullshit. You're not real fans if that's true. The series is still there, it's still perfect, and we have The Legend of Korra airing right now. Well, actually the first season ended, but whatever, you get my point. What are my personal thoughts on the movie? I'm split. I don't hate it, I don't love it. I just think it's watchable. It's a tolerable movie, it's entertaining enough. It has some good things, it has a few even great things with the special effects, costumes, and production value. It's nice to look at. Maybe it's because I watched it months after all the hype, but for me, I don't think this movie is nearly as bad as people are making it out to be. Oh, it's deeply, deeply flawed, but nowhere near an abomination of cinema. See you next time on Film Exaggeration. Bye.